Welcome back to the Coco and Confident podcast, where the most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence.
You better say that, Bree.
Thank you.
This season, Coco and Confidence crew, we are exploring high-level conversations around who championed you. We are making time to amplify extraordinary girls and women to learn more about how they are showing up and staying sane at this time in history. There's a lot going on that could have us emotionally, mentally, and financially jacked up, but for God. Because of others in our lives who support us, we are thriving, y'all.
This show is powered by Project Diva International, a personal growth and professional development organization for girls in middle and high school.
Come
The
on.
purpose of this podcast is to encourage girls to think critically about how they're showing up and for parents to have insights into what teens are thinking about the world around them.
Yes. Well, I think we have an amazing guest today, Bree. What you thinking?
Yes, today we would like to welcome Miss Alexis Daniels, owner of and maker of and Made by Hand Creative Studio. Please share with the audience who you are.
Well, hey y'all. So I am Alexis, the owner and maker of Handmade by Hand. It is a handmade accessory and apparel design house that's based in Dallas, Texas. And I specialize in dope earrings. Okay, so I make rings, bracelets, necklaces, but the specialty and what everybody knows me for are the earrings for sure.
I told Bree while we were researching, I was like, man, when I tell you she shows up bold and demands the room, it's the earrings for me.
Period. Okay, it's the earrings for me. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you wearing some of your jewelry right now?
I am always okay, but so I have my earrings in. These are the Serenity studs. I have my rings on. What else do I have on? I think that's it as of right now. But I always usually either you see me in a hat or I have on glasses. But today I said I'm gonna put on a hat because I'm a little cold in here, so I'm gonna put
I love that. And I love just how bold and beautiful you are. Like when you do show up in a room, it's like not that you even command it, it's just like the room gravitates to you. It's so beautiful to watch.
Thank
It
you. I
is. You
appreciate
feel
that. I
great.
really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
we
Yeah.
love Dallas. I'm definitely trying to I'm getting down there. Not trying, I'm getting down there. I want to
Yeah,
land and live with y'all.
in Dallas. Come on, it's kind of hot, but come on. Come on.
Oh, well, Bree, where do you want to go? Where do you want to take her?
All right. So please tell us, how was it growing up as a teen and having to learn how to have self-love, emotional fitness, and financial wellness as a Black woman? And confidence crew, please share in the comments how you can relate to what she says.
Ooh, it coming in hot, girl. Coming in hot. Ooh, okay, how was it growing up as a teen and building confidence?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so honestly, I have kind of always been the rebel of the family, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm the baby of three girls. I've always been the rebel and I've always been super opinionated. So confidence, even though I didn't necessarily realize it as confidence as a kid or as a teenager, has always been this thing that's come naturally to me. I've always been the person in the room that's going to like speak up. I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to, speak to the person that's in the corner that may not be talking. I'm going to make sure that I make a friend or something like that. So confidence has never honestly been a problem for me, but I didn't always recognize it as confidence. I just felt like for me innately, it was kind of just the right thing to do. It was like go talk to people, go put yourself out there, go enjoy yourself, ask questions, do the things, and I'm thankful for it now as an adult because, like Miss Nita said, naturally people just kind of gravitate to me, and so I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. It's like I've been unconsciously practicing my whole life just to be in this stage and in this area that I'm in right now, and didn't even necessarily realize it. So yeah, it's been pretty dope, honestly. What was the next part of your question?
It
Mm,
was self-love. So how
yes,
did you learn
self-love.
how to have self-love and like financial wellness?
Oh, I'm still figuring out the financial part. Okay, and even as a 35-year-old adult, I'm still figuring that out. Um, but really, kind of investing in the things that allow me to be, and I'm when I say investing, I guess financially and in all the ways, investing in the things that make me feel the best and make me feel good about myself, things that make other people feel good as well, like just buying a card and sending it to them or popping something in the mail, investing in the things and the moments that like make me feel my best self. So self-love, ooh, that's still kind of a thing too that I'm working on constantly, and as I go day to day, and recognizing moments where I can be more kind to myself or give myself grace, or just see me for me, right? And be
Mm.
able to look in the mirror and say, I love this woman, I love this person that I'm becoming. I'm a mom, I have a 10-year-old. And so how do I want to show up for him? How do I want to show up for my customers? How do I want to show up for my family and my friends? And so I think that the best way to do that is to show up for yourself every single time, every single day, and in as many ways as you can possibly every single day. So I would say that's how I built my self love, or how I'm building it to be, because it's ongoing. It's not gonna stop.
I love
Okay.
that. Let's take it back to middle school and high school. What was that like for you? Like, where were you at emotionally, mentally, and emotionally and mentally around the self-love piece? Did you always have it, or was that something like in middle school? Like, did you have those awkward moments? Did you have, that like you were the youngest, so you had older siblings that, could have poured it into you, but what were some of your teenage times?
So I always say I grew up as an only child because there's such a big age gap between myself and my older sister. Like, my older sister is 55 and I'm 35. So I wasn't even born until she was in college. And so I grew up kind of like an only child, to be perfectly honest. But in middle school and high school, I was definitely awkward. I was probably like the you know what, awkward and bold. I don't know how to be those. I don't know how to mesh those things, but I was definitely maybe a little troublemaker. I was a little troublemaker. But I think that I know that I had a really great support system in terms of my family. But I was artistic and I like to be creative, and I had a little attitude problem. I did. I definitely had a little attitude problem. I got a smart mouth. Okay. Definitely had a smart mouth. But whew, I think overall, like I really had like a solid friend group, had a
Hmm.
supportive family, thankfully. Um, and yeah, they kind of helped me figure it all out. Like I say that I didn't necessarily figure out like who I wanted to be until I got to college, but middle school and high school was definitely me testing it out, testing the waters, being like, okay, I don't really like these people, but they doing something cool, or other people like them because they doing it. So let me see if I might fit in. And then I would do it and realize, nah, this doesn't feel good to me at all. And so I would go and do something else, or make another friend, or join another club. So it was definitely the testing phase for me to get to
Wow.
today.
So Bree, can you relate to that? Like,
I definitely can, like, trying to make new friends and testing stuff out and then be like, "Oh, I don't really like that." So it's like it's a process, like being a teenager and then being around a whole bunch of other kids where it's like loud all the time and then you really don't know who to talk to.
so are you the friend that just goes over and makes a friend, or are you the quiet one?
I try and make friends. I'm a little bit of both. Like I'll say hi to you and that'll be it.
Well,
That's it. That's not for me.
well, it's cool too, because Alexis, I love the way you said like you were bold and awkward, because I kind of, when as I've gotten to know Bree, like we were talking about offline, she's an accountant in her head, right? Like that's her goal. So to be an accountant, most accountants, right, Bree, are like they're more introverted, um,
Mhm.
more analytical. Like when I tell you, she's been interning for us for 2 years, and she's just now hitting seventh grade or going into the eighth grade. So it's weird because we've always wanted to place her like in eighth or ninth grade, even though she's been in sixth and seventh grade, because just the
Mhm.
way she thinks so analytically, right? So that makes total sense, Brie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I love that. I love that. We need more accountants, black accountants.
tell us about that money, like you said, because even so, what the confidence crew don't know is that me and Alexis are both in the Goldman Sachs 1 million Black women's cohort. And we were just talking offline about how we're both figuring out our finances at our older ages. And so
Mm.
it's really, again, if we would have had somebody who was giving us the math knowledge, not the school math, but the life math, and we will both be in different places. So, Bree, we're really excited that that's the industry that you want to go into, and so young.
Thank you, because I love math. I love numbers. So this is
Ooh,
kind of just me. It's how I define myself.
bless you, friend, because I can't get out to save my life. Okay. Bless you, girl. Bless you. Woo!
Oh, where would you like to go next, Bree?
All right, let's get into it. So, who championed you? Who are the people that champion you as a teen?
Well, wait, before we go there, let's hop into the journey into anime.
Oh,
Bree.
I skipped that one. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. What do you want to ask her about her company?
So, my biggest question I feel is how did you get started? Like, what really inspired you?
How did I get started with and made? Okay, so I have a politically correct answer and I have a real life answer. Okay, so the
Okay.
politically correct answer is I started making jewelry in college. I went to Art Institute of Atlanta, and there was a lot of students in my class, and they would always be so fly because, of course, it's a fashion program. I went to school for fashion and retail management, so it's a fashion program. Everybody's cute and dressed up every day, and I was cute, but I didn't have the budget to be cute, cute. And so I
Mm-hmm.
started making my own jewelry so that I could stand out, and I would have something nobody else did. And so people liked it, and they were like, "Where'd you get those?" I'm like, "Oh, I made them." And it's not
Okay.
playing. And so I started just to pay attention. I was like, you know what? I might be able to make a thing out of this. I might be able to sell these. And so I would make one-off pairs here and there. And while I was in school for fashion and retail management, I ended up working in my field. I worked in fashion and retail management for 15 years. I was operations for half of it and then visual merchandising for the other half.
Wow.
And one of the things that bring me to my real life answer why I started making jewelry full time was I hated my job. I started to hate it. I started off loving it, and I was like, okay, this is my field. This is going to be it. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. No, I always had a mindset of nobody's going to work as hard as me, and so I would look at upper management and be like, "What you doing?" Like I always had this tussle between working for somebody else and then working for myself. And so
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning of the pandemic, I was just like, Lord, I really just need the time to dedicate to my business. I need to be able to do this full time, but I don't have the time right now to do it. And so here comes the pandemic, and I ain't got nothing but time. So I was, while I was furloughed, I was like, I need to be able to pay my bills. That's my real life answer. I need to pay my bills. Okay. I need to pay my
Okay.
bills. I don't want to go work for nobody else. I want to work for myself. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to do this full time. So I jumped head first into doing this full time. I sent a box of stuff to Tabitha Brown when she first started doing Very Good Mondays. I sent a box of her stuff to her on a whim, honestly. It was just like, I don't know if she's going to like it or not, but I'm sending it to her. Sent it to her, and one night while I was getting ready for bed, she was showcasing my things, and my website was going crazy, crazy, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 300 or 400 orders in like 2 hours, which is berserk. But it was in that moment that I realized, you know what, I might be able to really do something with this if I really pay attention to it, if I really focus on it, if I really invest the time and the energy into it. If I can do this in 2 hours, imagine what I can do in 2 months. And
Right.
so that's how I started doing this full time, and I have been doing it full time ever since 2019. And I'm excited. I'm excited every day. I get to wake up and do this thing that I enjoy doing. I get to speak to customers that are just like, you know what, you gave me the confidence to do on my interview or on my Zoom call or on my first date. I've done stuff for weddings, and yeah, it's been an amazing journey. But yeah, that's how I got started. That's how I got.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. I love, so full circle. You talked about as a teenager when you were in high school and you were the awkward and bold young girl, how you were creative then. So
Hmm.
Mhm.
it sounds like this is what you're supposed to be on the planet doing because of how natural it is to you.
I think so. I would say so. I think it absolutely comes natural. I think that's the best way to explain it. Just like you said, it absolutely comes natural, and it's a thing that comes easily to me. I won't say that the business side of it always comes easy, but because of my background in retail, there is parts of it that's just like I can do this in my sleep. And so, yeah, for sure, I would definitely say it comes naturally, and I think that's been the best part about it is it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like something that I enjoy doing. It feels like something that people are receptive to, and so it's like, okay, let's do it. What's next?
I love it. And can I say something, Bree?
Yep.
What I love about this is that when we think about the world and we think about like the big brand names, right? It all started like that. It all started like as a thought. And then it's like, okay, well, I know I can do this really well. And everybody came out of a womb. So that means that everybody had to learn the business side. And I'm just so proud that I see more and more um, Black women that are taking that on and taking it on seriously because the numbers say that we're, the largest number graduating college now, but we're also the largest starting businesses. But when we think about our family and friends who have businesses, we haven't in the past been as serious on the business side to figure out the numbers to make sure that we can bring in the profit that not only takes care of our bills but puts us in the thriving space. You know what I'm saying? And so for us to be the examples, I got chills, like for us to be the examples of making sure we sign up for an accelerator, making sure that we communicate with each other to like ask the questions like, okay, so how did you do such and such and such and such, right? Or even reaching out to Tabitha, right? Because how many times has it been fearful to be like, well, she really ain't gone, But instead, just taking that leap of faith to say, no, I'm gonna see what she do with it, right? So it's really exciting to see to hear you acknowledge that the craft comes easy because as Black women, it all comes easy to us when we're in
Right.
our zone, like. But the business side has always been that uphill battle because we weren't taught money growing up, and so it's really cool to hear you say that out loud, that not only did it come easy, but you're figuring out and really not just figuring it out, but excelling in understanding the business side to then be able to potentially leave it to your kids, I mean your son, or at least be that example of a successful Black woman who's in business, not just able to create a craft, right? So thank you for that.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're being examples for these girls, and that's what Project Diva is all about. And I'm like I said, like Bree being able to do this interview because eventually accountants normally have their own firms.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're sitting with two businesswomen that you can actually ask questions on the business side as you grow up. You know what I'm saying? While you do what comes natural to you. So it's just so beautiful to see you experience that, Bree.
Thank you. I also have one more major question.
Nope.
So, did your business progress more during COVID or other times in your life?
Ooh, so I've always made jewelry, right? I've been one off. Even when I was working retail, I've always kind of done like pop ups and random little events here and there. I won't say that I did the best in COVID. I will say that what COVID allowed me to do was to test things out, and it allowed me to really get some clarity on, okay, can I really do this? Is this the thing that I actually want to do?
Yeah.
And like it allowed me to test the concept. Essentially, it was like, okay, do people really want this? Like, are they looking for it? Will they like what I'm making? So COVID really allowed me to test things. So when the world opened back up, it was like I could hit the ground running. It was like, okay, I've already failed at this. I did this, didn't work. Let me do something else. And then when the world was back open, it was like, okay, it's go time. And so I had the opportunity to go back to work. They were like, "Hey, we're opening back up. We want you to come back." And I was like, I actually broke my foot. I broke my foot.
Oh.
And so I had to go on a leave. And I was like, okay, Jesus, you
Mhm.
don't have to break my foot in order to get me to sit down. I would have just said. But I actually broke my foot, and I really took that as an in-depth sign to say no, invest, go head first, just keep going, and then really make this or make Handmade into something glorious. And so that's kind of what been doing. I know that there are pandemic businesses, right? There's some that are doing fantastic. There's some that didn't make it out the pandemic. I think that because of, like I said, this is the thing that comes easily for me. And the business side of it is something that I have some experience in. Right, I was able to kind of get over the hump of just being a COVID business, and it was like I'm not just trying to do this as a hobby. This is something that I really see big vision for, big picture goals, and I'm actively working towards those big picture goals. So pandemic was great because it gave me the time to do the things. It gave me the time to focus, and it gave me the time to, like I say, test things out and get a feel for being an entrepreneur full time. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. What's next? I can do this. I got this. And so, yeah, but I would say my business has really taken off in the last couple of years with some partnerships from stylists and brand collaborations. And yeah, that's what has honestly been the, what's it called? Propelled, maybe propelled me forward. So yes, hopefully that answers the question.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Going to college, what did you have to take to be in that industry?
To be in the industry I'm in right now.
The retail management industry.
Okay, so full disclaimer: I never finished. I hated school. This is not a this is not a public service announcement.
No
I
worries.
never finished school. But I went to Art Institute of Atlanta. I started at Art Institute of Atlanta, and I went for fashion retail management. And so, essentially, that what that program prepares you for, is the operational and visual merchandising aspect of retail. And so, it's either big box retail, or it's private and boutique retail, or it prepares you to potentially be a buyer or designer. There was a fashion design program, but I was in the fashion retail management portion of it. So essentially, when I was there, you could take that program and morph it into whatever you wanted to morph it into in the fashion world.
I love that. Can you explain to our confidence crew what big box is?
Oh yes, so big box retail versus
Boutique.
little box. Big box retailers are like, I was gonna say Target, but we not we work on Target. Big box retailer like Macy's or Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, Walmart. Those
Okay.
are kind of big box retailers, meaning they're doing billions and billions of dollars a year. So your favorite stores in the mall, like Sephora, Ulta, those are big box retailers. And then there's little compartments of like what their industry is inside of the big box. There's also like discount retailers, which are like Ross or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. And then there's private retailers, which are, like me. Like there's one of me. I'm considered a boutique retailer. There's one of me, or like maybe in the future, in Jesus' name, it's gonna be 10 of me, like 10 different stores, across the US or anything like that. But yeah, big box is big money. Let's think about it. Like, big box is big money. Okay.
I thank you for that because there's a lot of girls in Project Diva that come through and they think of t-shirts, right? When they think of
Mhm.
fashion a lot of times. And there's so much more to the industry than just, making t-shirts. So thank you for that. I want to really encourage our confidence crew who are interested in that to either reach out to us and we can connect you to Handmade, or
Mhm.
to ask more questions, or just look into it at colleges so that they have more of a variety to think about when they think about fashion. So thank you.
Right, for sure. Yes, of course, of course.
Okay, Bree. Now we ready for who championed you?
All right, let's get back into it like before. Who are the people that champion you as a team?
Ooh, who are the people that championed me as a team? I would say, honestly, my family. I have my older sister, my mom, my middle sister. They were kind of just very supportive in letting me do. I won't say whatever I wanted to do, but whatever I wanted to do. It was like there was no like, oh, you're gonna go play sports or there you're gonna play this instrument. It was we see that you're creative. How can we support that? And
Mhm.
so I think that was the biggest factor in terms of who championed me. And then me, I championed me. I was very prominent or um, I'm trying to think of the word, very insistent maybe on doing what I wanted to do. And if it was like, I don't like this, I don't enjoy this, I didn't do it. Sometimes it got me in trouble. Like I said, I had a smart mouth, but I was very passionate about pursuing the things that I wanted to do and the things that I was very interested in. I'm taking the courses like when in high school I had the option to take AP classes, and so I would take AP art classes versus AP English or something. Well, I was interested in English too, but versus like AP math because I told you I can't count. Barely made it out. Okay, but I just was yeah very passionate about doing the things that I wanted to do or the things that felt good to me versus the things that felt good to other people. So yeah, those were the people as a team.
All
Mhm.
right, we love that. Yeah, it's got family support out there. Okay.
For sure, for sure.
How did you decide what jewels to keep and which ones to put in your bag for later?
So that's our saying. Like when we're dropping knowledge, we call those
Mhm.
jewels. And sometimes they be
Mhm.
so much knowledge they be falling out your bag. So that's what she's asking you.
Okay, so let's see. So much knowledge just falling out your bag. I love that.
We figured
How
you
did
brought the jewels.
how did I decide? Ooh, as a teenager, how did I decide? I don't know that I did. I don't know that I did. I think I don't know that I was tuned in enough to even pay attention to the things people were telling me, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I didn't necessarily receive it as a jewel or as knowledge or something like that because I was so focused on doing what I wanted to do. So I guess that could be a good thing and a bad thing in terms of I wasn't the greatest listener. I wasn't the greatest listener, and so if anything, a jewel that I have kept specifically is work ethic. So my mom was a very like you got to do this. You got to be here. You got to do this. We was at church every day of the week. She was the church secretary, but she also had a full time job, and so she instilled in me the piece of how you do one thing is how you do everything. And
Come
so
on.
if you are doing things well consistently across the board, then those you'll reap the benefits and the rewards of it. And so how I'm trying to teach my son this now is how you do one thing is how you will do everything, meaning to show up in excellence in everywhere you go, be prepared, be over prepared, over communicate, and really show up and show out, right? Like be the best at the thing that you're doing, even if it's not something that you're going to do forever. If you've signed up for it, if you committed to it, if you said this is where I'm choosing to spend my time, then choose to spend that time well and in excellence and doing the best that you can in every single thing that you do. So as an adult, I can say, how do I know what to keep and what to let go? I really hone in on the things that feel good to me. And if you tell me something and you haven't experienced it, I'm gonna put that to the side. But if you say something to me and it resonates with me and it feels good in my soul, I would say it is well with my spirit. If it feels good in my spirit, I'm gonna let it sink in. Um, and so yeah, that's how I do it now as an adult. So hopefully that
That's
answers.
that's good. That sounds like she just slid right into your question about what's one quote.
Right? She
Okay,
wow.
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. Should I still ask the next one? Like,
Let's roll
Yes.
with it. Let's keep
all
going.
right.
Go ahead.
What's one quote you keep with you from one of your champions?
Ooh, okay. I got two. I can use the first one. How you
Mhm.
do one thing is how you do everything. That's one thing. And then the next one is from a friend of mine who I met in my adulthood. She told me to fail faster. And she said, essentially, what I took from it and what we were discussing was the fear of trying new things, of doing bigger things, showing up in bigger and greater spaces, and then the fear and the anxiety and things that come with that. And she was just like, no, just fail faster. Just get the things out of the way. Try it. If it doesn't work, do something else. Try something else. If it don't work, do something else. Just fail as fast as you can so that you can get to purpose faster and quicker and more easily. And when you get to purpose, now you got all these things that didn't work, so you know what will work. So yeah, definitely to fail faster. And I tell people that now all the time. It's like I said it. I didn't say it, but it's like fail faster, do the thing, and then do it afraid. Don't wait for the right time. Just do it. Do it trembling and shaking and scared, and say no. You'll figure out. You'll figure everything else out when you get there. Confidence will show up when you get there. Just show up, do the thing afraid, do the thing trembling, and I promise that there will be fantastic results at the end. And
I
yeah,
love
I think I'm about to keep that one with me.
please, please.
I love it. Well, what final words do you have for teens or parents regarding Black girls looking to be champion, Miss Alexis?
Final words. To teens.
And or parents.
Oh, teens and our parents. Okay, let's do both. I can do both because I'm a parent too. So let's do both. So to teens, I would say to start thinking about the person that you want to be, and then show up as that person. And if you know that you want to be a kind person, then do kind things. If you know that you um, want to be someone with integrity, have integrity. You want to have character. Find ways to build that character and create moments and opportunities to strengthen those qualities as a teenager, so that by the time you get to adulthood, you're not trying to figure out, how to be responsible, or you're not trying to figure out, that lying is bad. Or you're not trying to figure out that drugs are bad. Like just make good decisions now and prepare. Like I tell my son all the time, make good decisions, make good choices. Do the things that feel right within you versus trying to be like everybody else or follow the crowd. I promise you, it won't pay off. Choose your own path, follow your own path, and run your own race. Run your own race truly and hold fully. And then as a parent, pay attention to your kids. To your
Lord.
kids, listen to them when they are trying to tell you, what they're experiencing, what they're going through, and understand that just because it wasn't your experience doesn't mean that it's not actually happening or their reality. Really try to just pay attention and offer what you can to their reality. Like be able to say, you know what, I know drugs are bad, but I smoke too. Like I tried it too. I tried it too, and this is what happened. That's why I can tell you it was a bad decision. I think sometimes we think that we have to be perfect for our kids when honestly they aren't necessarily looking for perfect. They're just looking for somebody they can talk to, somebody they can be relatable. Like
Yeah.
be relatable, but of course, be the parent, of course, all that. But just listen to them. Just sit down and say, "Hey, girl, what happened? What's going on? Why she don't like you? Like just talk to them. Have a good time and really try to understand what's going on and put yourself in those shoes when you were in middle school, when you were in high school. How did it feel to not be super popular or to be the most popular? How did it pay off? Because I wasn't in nobody's yearbook. I wasn't no president of nothing. Okay, nothing. So yeah, that's it. Listen to your children and just love on them. They just need more love. We just need more hugs. Be there for them, support them, come to the school. Okay.
I love that. I love that because again in Project Diva, we pride ourselves on asking those questions. We do it as TTs, but for the most part, what we coach our parents around is instead of asking your child how was their day, ask them how did the teacher make you feel today in math? How
Mm-hmm.
did the teacher respond when you ask this question. Like getting like when we talk to each other as adults, you know how we get to the nitty gritty. Like do
Right.
the same for your kids too, because again, they're experiencing life, like you said, the same time we are, but just differently. And so to
Hmm.
be able to pull that out of them for them to know that they really can't talk to us, don't be that parent. That's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you can tell me anything, but then you don't talk to them."
Yeah.
I
For
love it.
sure. That's no fun. That's no fun. Yeah. They just need somebody to listen to them
Mm-hmm.
with
I
the
love
or not objective, but with the what is it called?
it. Open mind.
Unbiased opinion. Unbiased
Yes.
opinion. Okay. That's
That's
it. That's it.
it. That is so it. Well, as we wrap up, you want to bring us on home, Bree?
Yes. From today's episode, I'm walking away with these jewels. To first, invest in things that make you and others feel good. To show up for yourself and leave and learning about the big box because I had no idea what that was.
Good stuff. Look at you, Alexis, just changing lives, girl.
Yay! Any retail questions? I could probably answer. Okay. I probably can. Okay.
Man, we appreciate you for that. All right. Well, go
Yes,
ahead,
thank
Bree.
you. All right, Confidence Crew, share in the chat what jewels you got from this episode. Also, please drop in the chat if you are a teen thinking about starting a business, and what business are you thinking, and where would you begin?
Yes, Confidence Crew, drop that in the chat. And again, Miss Alexis, we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Because I know, girl, with these classes we got on top of business, baby.
No problem. I enjoyed myself. Thank you guys for having me, and I look forward to the next time.
Absolutely. We got to bring you back, girl. Well, Confidence Crew, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, and we love you for it. We will see you next time on Coco and Confidence, where the most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence.